Hi, I'm Martin. I'm from Troop 4018, Greenfield, New York. I'm working with the Veterans Breakfast Club to interview veterans as a part of my Eagle project. Here I am with Jose, and I'm hoping he can help share his story and reach out to a lot of youth. So, Jose, could you tell me a little about yourself and what you did?
I did both Marines and Army. I did 20 years. I've been deployed like 6 times. Been all over the Middle East, Asia, Africa. Had some fun. So I learned a lot.
When did you join?
1992.
What was it like during 9/11?
Kept on looking at my phone to see if I was going to get called up.
Do you remember where you were?
I was home sleeping.
Okay.
And they woke me up they woke me up because I bartended that night, so I got to 3 and went home and slept. And
What inspired you to join?
we used to go to San Diego a lot when I was a little kid. I always liked the military, but when we used to go to San Diego, I used to see the sailors and Marines, in the restaurants, in the uniforms, stuff like that. That caught my attention. And then there's a rest stop by in the middle of Camp Hill. Then we should stop. Sometimes you see the Marines out there playing around. So,
What training did you go through? Boot camp, basic training?
yep, boot camp for the Marine Corps. Other training, marksman training, non-commissioned officer schools, chemical training. So,
What was your job in the military?
infantry.
Okay. And do you remember your first combat deployment experience and how different it was from the rest?
Yeah, because you're more alert. You always thinking what might happen, or you're looking at everything, every window. You're looking at everyone that comes up to you. Yeah, you're just looking at anything might be out of place, or that something made you feel uncomfortable.
Did that apply back here in the Americas?
Yeah. So after 9/11, it did. So even we did a mission also in the mountains out here. There was it's a drug mission, so you always have to be like alert. So,
What did you find the most challenging about the service?
just everyday work. I mean, some of the schools, I don't know. Some schools, you see, it's not like a regular school. Everything's crammed, and you have 2 weeks to learn as much as you can. Challenging part was being in charge, being in charge of a bunch of guys.
Do you remember any particular days of hardships that you just remember?
Boot camp, second month, because there was two of us with the same name. And one, the other guy, he had an allergic reaction to a shot. So when they dropped him to the other platoon behind us, they knew who I was for sure. So they made sure I had plenty of exercise during that month. So some of the hikes, especially in the rain, because it's muddy and you're trying to go uphill, and every step you take, you go 2 steps down. Another is sometimes when you got to sleep in the rain, some nights it was just horrible, and you're like, crap. I should have been home.
Do you have any really good fun memories with your experience?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, a lot of stuff. The guys, all the places we've been to, um, the stories we told, stuff we did, the pranks we did on each other, um, some of the training that we did together. Um, the hardships um, that we did together, and also some of the times when we went out together to eat out in town in different countries, stuff like that, and explored and learned something new.
Um, would you do it all over again if you could?
Yeah. So yeah, well, yeah. Now my son's going into the Marines. He leaves June 6th, so
Wow,
be interested to see what he does.
good for him. Do you come from a military family yourself?
You know what? Not really. Me, had an uncle that was in the army in the 50s, an uncle that was in the Navy, and then I had an uncle. He wasn't. I don't know if he was still. He was technically he wasn't in the military. I don't know how they did it because he was F4. So F4 you can't really do much, but yeah, this one uncle in the army. I mean, yeah, one uncle in the army and the other one in the Navy. So for that, they were in before my time. So
Yeah. So how did you see, you said 20 years of service. How much did the military change across that period of time?
uh, it changed a lot from the uniform, from the tactics, for what you can do. Uh, the thought of operational that you had to learn different techniques. Also, um, how to fight different ways. You know, because I did the Iraq campaign, so I was in Baghdad, so we did a lot of city stuff. We didn't do the like the conventional stuff or stuff they did in Afghanistan. So we did totally different operation. So and then just the just what you're taught. I mean, when I went in, it was the Russians we had to worry about. So you train to fight the Russians and the Chinese, and then when 9/11 happened, you learn to fight insurgents. You learn to fight terror cells, and now before I got out, they start planning for war with Russia and China and Iran. So you go back to that where you're planning to fight a different way.
Um,
And the kids have changed. So yeah, the kids have changed. So they're not like, you know, a lot of them are more they were more pampered as and when they get to
oh yeah.
military they don't realize it's a totally different world.
How do you think we could uh like rebuild that bridge between civilian and military gap? Because I know a lot of you said Iraq, not a lot of Iraq citizens really felt like they wanted you there.
It depends. It depends. There's people that love this. No matter where you go, there's some people that love this. Some people hate us. Um, it's the actions that you do over there. You know, you know, you have to overcome the bad stuff and show them that you're not there. To be mean. You're not there to be opposers or whatever. You're there to do your job. So it. So like I say, right now, like I said, in Eastern Europe, you got a lot of people right now. Because of what's going on with the Russian invasion, but that can all change. It all depends how you treat them and how you act towards them. That plays a major part.
What's a lesson from your military service that you'll never really forget?
Uh, never let down your guard. Because anytime anything can happen. The leadership I was taught how to employ it in the civilian world. So when you're working, also a lot of the first aid, because I actually had to save a life from all the stuff I was taught from military. Actually, I had to save a life, so it comes in handy. So
I know you said you guys played a lot of pranks on each other. Would you like to talk about them at all?
yeah, so we used to tease each other. So because we had to part of one of our different operations we did in Iraq is we had to work with a lot of detainees. So we carry tasers because some places we didn't have weapons, you know. So in case something happens, at least you had a taser to protect you. But yeah, you get bored and you start teasing each other, or put hot sauce in their food, or when they're sleeping, you put like hot sauce, or or you if they pass out, you paint their face.
Do you have any other stories from any of your time over there?
There's plenty. I mean, it all depends what type of story you want. I mean,
Just the ones you like, anything.
stories are we got to see the pyramids, have fun. We got to go in. We bribed some security people, and they let us in one of the unforbidden tombs that we're not allowed to go in. Just go in and see all the crap and all the painting. It's just another story is when we were supposed to do land navigation, and we said screw it, and we all had meeting in the same place. And we were supposed to have our canteens full of water, but we filled it with beer and sat and had a good time. So yeah, no, there's many. Before we went to Iraq, we went to one place called Bubba's Red Barbecue, and they had a mechanical bull. So we took turns trying to ride the mechanical bull. So what else? Trying to hit on the Iraqi women, because we had our interpreter with us, trying to learn what to say to the girls. That was fun.
Yeah, those are some good stories. But do you have any others? Maybe you could talk about the bad ones if you wish.
Yeah, there's times where we like the second day back there, we got hit, we got attacked. It's just that, oh shit, it just actually happens for real. That's when you learn it's everything for real, and all that training kicks in. So, and then we had 3 people get hit. So you had to lock down the whole place. At the Iraqi courthouse, that's where when we got hit. So we had to lock everything down. You have people try to rush into the courthouse, and you don't know who's what, and you just want to shoot like 10 people because you don't know what they have. You don't know, because you just got hit, and all these people are starting to rush in the courthouse. So it's all all crazy. So what really sucked was the little kids were out there that were trying to get in the courthouse. So I was trying to let them in first because, not as sad as, it's hearing stories about your friends. I mean, my unit got lucky; we had no one die. But I have a friend who died in an explosion, so that kind of sucked. We were trained, so we didn't really hear about it. We just saw it in the called the Army Times, because during the day they were posting all the deaths that's going on. So that's how we found out. That kind of sucked that, we weren't there, So for some reason he didn't come with us. He went to a different unit. So the other times, you drive in and you just get shot at, and you don't realize, oh shit, they're shooting at us, because you have all this stuff going on. You can't really tell what's going on. So we had a couple close calls. We were at like a front gate, and they started getting mortar attack and rocket attack, and it came close to hitting us. So we're trying to get the hell out of the gate. Tell them, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I've seen what a car bomb can do. It can literally take stuff out. So it shook us. So I'm saying there's lots. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I'm planning to go to New York a couple years. When I go to New York, I'll hit up your dad, and I can tell there's more stories. It's just too much, and because I was in for so long. It's just a lot of stories, about what we did and the guys that we met and the people we met in different places and all the crazy things that we saw. So
My dad was telling you, or telling me about how you were on one of the recruitment posters, and
oh yeah. So in Iraq, there was some guy taking pictures he took over 2,000 pictures of my unit. For some reason, he caught me in deep thought. So I was probably hungry, trying to thinking what I should eat. And then I got a text one day, and they put my face on a poster. So I don't know if they still have it, but every election and every major army post, they put these posters up, and that's how. There was one of my friends that he wasn't with. He was stationed in Fort Lewis, I think, in Washington. He saw that poster and sent me the picture. I was like, whoa. So yeah, well, it was do you want to know about equipment we use, the places we've been?
yeah,
We use night vision, and we had the M4. It's called the 240. At one point, we were a Bradley company. Do you know what Bradley is?
no,
So most people think it's a tank, but it's not. So it's a armored personnel carrier. You can fit 4 to 6 guys in the back. It has a turret with a 25 millimeter gun. Also has you can put a 240. That was pretty cool to go in. I was actually trained to fly a got the name. It's called. You ever heard of the Raven?
no.
So Raven is like a very small drone where we'll fly out. Say we're coming up, and we know enemies over there, but we don't want to send guys over there. We don't want them to get caught or something happen. So we'll send the Raven. So on top of using that, I was trained where I can, if the Raven's flying and there's a predator above us, I can hack in the predator system and get permission from whoever's flying it. If it's Air Force, Navy, whoever, say, hey, we're here, we're doing reconnaissance. Can you show us your feed because you're in better positions? So that was pretty cool, the way they trained us and how we can connect with a predator drone in case we need to. So
That's neat.
that was pretty cool. So I also learned how to so if you ever drive down the road and you see those like big gas tankers or trucks that have those placards, different colors. Yeah, I can tell you what that means, and I can tell you if it's dangerous or what to do if you see something like that on fire, what to do or how to get away from it.
Is it those little like There's like the blue, red
Yeah,
color.
each
Yeah.
one represents a certain thing. But I also went to school where I can tell you how to store it, how to pack it, how to load it on the truck, what you need, what you can't need, how much amount. So, another story is kind of funny is it was right before we went to Iraq. We just got back from the range and we were bored. We were in the back of like a small Humvee. We were bored, and we're like, we should move to the Humvee behind us. And we had a lieutenant with us. He's like, he kind of encouraged us to do it. So we're joking around and watching some colonel would get busted. So a couple guys, we opened up the flap and they mooned him. It was our first time. He wasn't too happy. So and it was kind of raining. And then I thought you ever heard the term smoking?
Like for
So in the military, what's supposed to in the army, even the Marines, if you hear the term smoking, someone's getting smoked, that means they're getting punished. They're doing a bunch of physical activity,
oh yeah.
like push-ups, mountain climbers, stuff like that. So he put us where there's a big old mud pit, and we literally thought we were gonna get smoked in the mud. So this guy was one of the guys walking by. We gave him all our phones and everything. we're getting ready. We're getting ready, and we're getting yelled at. Luckily, my platoon sergeant came and actually saved us. So yeah, yeah. So that was good. That was funny. So another time is it was actually during training. I almost got my head shot off. So before the technology took over, we had radios, but so when you're assaulting certain positions, you have it's called assault element that provides that will go in, and you have support element. Support element, you usually have like the heavy machine guns that give you fire support. Well, when I first went in, since we didn't have a lot, we weren't high tech yet. We use these. One of the things we use, when you see like I know it was more in the 70s. You don't really see them now, but people ride bikes. So those little triangle flags on the back of the bike. We used to
Yeah.
use those and put them on long like antennas. So when we're going, if they see the flag, especially when you're in a trench line, they know that you're there. So what they do is shift fire. What happened was there was confusion and they didn't see the flag, and they actually started shooting right on top of us, where we had to hug the side of the trench. And he can hear the pinging of the rounds going. So,
Wow.
and then what made it a bitch is that range is like over. Just imagine going like almost 2 football fields with like 40 pounds on you, and you're running, stopping, and we had to do it again. We didn't care. We almost got a headshot off. We were like, crap, we have to do shit again now. That was the funny part is we didn't care about it. Well, we didn't want to do that whole thing again. We ended up doing it again. That's tiring. At the end, you're all tired out. So, let me see. Best countries I've been to. Germany is pretty nice. It's beautiful, and food's there. Israel, if you have a chance to go to Israel and see all the Holy Land, the people there are friendly. So, we used to say Israel is like the unofficial 51st state of the U.S. Singapore is really good. Hong Kong, Dubai. One thing I want to go back to Dubai, because Dubai, when I was there, it had nothing. It's not to the Dubai people see nowadays. When I was there, it had like one major mall, and that's it. Now it looks like the Las Vegas of the Middle East.
Yeah.
No. I know we had like I don't know what he was having problems during training, and he actually put like pistol right here, and he thought we were going to shoot himself, so we had to like run and kind of like tackle him. you know, because we don't want to see one of our friends get shot, you know, or him do it. So, yeah, we talked to him and we made sure that he got the help. But yeah, you see stuff like that. I mean, because it can also take a lot of stress on you because you're always away, and especially you have problems at home. So it can take a lot. The stress can be take a toll on your mind and body. So, trying to figure out. I mean, yeah, I say there's lots of stories. It's just, yeah, I'll have to go visit you one day. When I go back to New York. How far are you from New York City?
4.5 hours north, I think.
Yeah,
Somewhere around that.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm planning to go there in a couple of years, so I'll hit your dad up. Or maybe you guys can come down to New York City. So
That'll be fun. I do want to give you a copy of this interview over USB, so I would mail that out to you.
oh, that's fine. You know what's it was really cool. Burial at sea. We're part of a burial at sea. Just to see that, you know, there was a veteran that died, and his wish was to be buried at sea. So they arranged. This is how sometimes the government really works. They arranged his body to get flown out, and then they did the whole thing, and his body was right here, and they lift the thing, and he slid in. So that was pretty cool to see a burial at sea. So, and one time I was on a ship and we had man overboard. So don't ask me what happened. I still don't know how this guy went overboard. So, I mean, he had to make all the ships turn around, and they had to send out, you know, the people to go get him. So, try and think. But no, I had a good time. You got to meet a lot of people, especially the Australians are really cool. The New Zealanders are really cool to train with. Their army. So I got a lot of jackets from them, from the New Zealanders, from Australian Army. I got poncho, one of those hats, beanie hats. Yeah, because when we go, you trade sometimes. I got a uniform from the Fiji Army. So I don't know why all those guys were like 6'4" and above. I think the shortest guy was like 6 feet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Fijis are tall. I mean, they are tall. Yeah, the Australians are really cool to train with. The Kiwis. A lot of the European countries, Eastern European countries, like the Slovakians, they're really nice. So they're fun to train with too. So driving in Germany at nighttime, no lights on, just night vision through the forest is it's really fun, but harrowing at the same time because the depth perceptions with the night visions are not really good. So, and then you're hauling ass sometimes. You can't keep up with other people. So
were you ever blinded by a flashlight when you had that on?
No, because it's called black light, so you don't really have because you move from one location to one location in black light, so you don't want the people to see you coming.
Yeah.
So by driving like that, yeah, it's really so but I had a good time. 9/11 actually changed everything, so
are you a part of any support groups at all?
You know what? I was team red, white, and blue. Team red, white, and blue. I'm planning to go back. I joined them right before the pandemic. What they do, I like, is they do a lot of hiking. They meet and do hiking, stuff like that. And then when the pandemic, everything died down. But I'm planning to rejoin them because they do a lot of hiking. You go hiking. They do barbecues. So, and then there's another support group that I might join. But I have to go back to the VA because everything got shut down. Everything's still open up, so I gotta go to that VA and see what groups. So, but it's called Red, White, and Blue. So, and they have different chapters all over there. And then I was part of the Legion, so I might join that again. So they keep on sending me offers. So, trying to figure out. Yeah, those are two groups So.
Do you encourage the youth to join the military?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because it's good, especially if you don't know what you want to do. They give you the training, they give you the skills, but they also give you a lot of possibility. Especially if you don't know what you're going to do those 4 years. If you do it right, you can get a lot of great opportunities when you get out. But if you're just going in because you saw what's on TV, no. It's totally different from what's on TV. Like I just read a story about there was this Russian gamer who played. He was a world champion on a gamer for tanks on this tank game. He was a world champion, and they actually put him in a real tank unit, and he ended up getting killed because he thought it was so cool, and he ended up going to the actual real thing, and now he's dead.
I know a lot of youth like that who they play Call of Duty once and they think that they're good.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not like that.
Never be the same.
When you're over there, it's 90% boredom. Like I said, for example, we used to go down. It's called Route Irish. It's one of the most dangerous routes in Iraq. And at one point, we went for like 3 months, nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're getting shot at. It's just like that. It's like that. It's just boredom, and boom. It's all of a sudden you're trying to react where it's coming from. And in the city, it's sometimes kind of hard to tell where it's coming from because you have all these windows and they jump out, they pop out, and they shoot at you and they hide back in. And when you turn your turret, they'll go shoot. Sometimes you can't really do anything because you see people in front of you, children, women, so you can't really. So it's like that. It's not full on action, and we can change your weapon anytime or solo over. No, it's not. So.
Well, thank you for your service. It's been a really good interview.
Thank you. Good luck with your Eagle Scout, right?
Yes.